Ladies and gentlemen, is there anything called a never Biden? Or is there any person called a never Biden? Okay? Have you heard of that before? What about the Joe dossier? Okay? What about Democrats who don't like something the Democratic president has stated? Okay? And they're outraged. Do you have Democrats like Kinzinger or Liz Cheney who vote 90+% along with the Democratic Party investigate Hunter? Is there a special counsel that Merrick Garland's going to allow? Just flip the script, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Supreme Court clears way for House to get Trump's taxes. They already had his returns. New York prosecutors investigating Trump tax financial records, February 25th, 2021. They already had his tax returns. They found nothing. He's not been indicted. He has not been, in a court of law, indicted or accused of anything. They cannot prove anything, but the people who don't like him think he's the epicenter of criminality because everyone's suspicious of him. But the same people who are suspicious of Trump, who can't find anything with Trump, are not suspicious of Hunter, even though his emails and 150 suspicious activity reports show clear graft and potential bribery schemes. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost at 201,000 subs. And if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. Your Patreon support is greatly appreciated. Super thanks is below next to the like and the share button. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel and also the Stock Market Crash channel. That's on the homepage of H.A. Goodman. And if you want to become part of a newsletter, it's contactgoodman88@gmail.com. But ladies and gentlemen, they're not going to find anything. And guess what? Republicans are going to be sworn in January of 23. So every investigation from January to Trump's taxes that have produced nothing in terms of indicting Trump, they're all going to be done. Now Hunter and FTX and Joe himself will be investigated. Okay? So you have to ask yourself, are there any never Bidens? Why not? Why are there never Trumpers? You have William Barr who saw with his own eyes that they went after him with a dossier and intel officials investigated him. And this is all legal, by the way. When Trump Republicans complain about, oh, well, that's not fair, and it was last second, and machines didn't work, and they have a right to. We have a right to. You have a right to complain. I have a right to complain. But it doesn't, you have to adopt the same strategies now. And you have to look at the picture. Never Trumpers exist. Never Bidens don't exist. Media will go after Trump at all times. Media will cover up anything to do with Hunter or Hillary or Joe or any Democrat. Okay? Never Trumpers would rather have a Democrat like Sinema or Manchin or I should say Sinema or Kelly. They don't care if they lose in Arizona. Never Trumpers also might be okay with Warnock in Georgia. Never Trumpers, media, and Democrats care about a certain type of sensibility. George Bush has a favorable viewpoint, has positive favorability ratings in the Democratic Party. They don't care that he sent Americans to never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and destabilized an entire region for an entire generation. They don't care. Liz Cheney voted alongside Trump over 92% of the time. Do you understand? She is viewed as a never-Trumper because she opposes his personality, and mainly it's about foreign policy. It's mainly about foreign policy, okay? But again, they don't care about foreign policy. I do. That's why I think Trump is fantastic, and I'll always vote for him. In addition to other reasons, we had a great economy. Poverty is up now. Poverty is up. Poverty was at an all-time low with Trump in 2019. And so William Barr wrote an op-ed in the New York Post today saying that, really quickly, there will be no more investigations into Trump. It will only be investigations into Hunter, 150 suspicious activity reports, obvious graft schemes. So and then impeach. They're going to impeach Biden, which is why they want that special counsel to find nothing, the way New York prosecutors, Georgia prosecutors, the federal government found nothing on Trump, just for endless public relations. But you look, ladies and gentlemen, and you have to ask yourself, okay, in 24, if the same thing takes place in 2024, and Trump obviously will easily defeat anyone in his way, like a steamroller, like a Mack truck, nobody's gonna go up against Trump. They want to primary Trump. It doesn't matter. It's not just his base. Most Republicans like Trump, okay, because he did good things. Even William Barr in the New York Post article stated he did great things. His personality wasn't great. Well, how would Biden's personality be if there was a dossier he had to defend against? If there were never Biden's, how would he be? That's my point. Trump has had to deal with so many things, and it's not just because of his personality. They didn't just set him up and frame him and accuse him of being an operative of the Kremlin because of his personality. He could have been the nicest person in the world. They still would have done the same thing. The issue is, how do you win with this political paradigm? You adopt the same strategies, legal, above board apparently, as the Democratic Party. You emphasize the early vote. Emphasize. You don't just emphasize the day of. You go to universities, you go to unions, you legally, if you're a Republican strategist, fill out outside unions. Okay? You do that. And even if unions aren't your base of support, even if cities aren't your base of support, you do better in cities. And you do exactly what Democrats are doing. And you follow their tactics and strategies. And you do exactly what they're doing. You adopt to the playing field. No more complaining. Because you'll have never Trumpers actively trying to undermine your campaign. And you'll have media, obviously, as an extension of the Democratic Party. You'll have Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers. These people are giving free political advertising every night. And there's got to be campaign finance violation there, because there has to be some coordination. It can't just be a First Amendment issue. It's like, if you're coordinating, at least it's political advertising. So it's not just, they just happen to, the Washington Post, Jimmy Kimmel, every publication out there, they're saying the same things at the same time about Republicans, every night, every day. And so there has to be some coordination with the Democratic Party, and that gets into the campaign finance issues. But you have to be creative, or at least, it can't always be this is not fair, because you have to adopt the same strategies. But Trump, Republicans, the Republican Party is not a political party. The Democratic Party is a political machine. Republicans don't have a machine. They don't have media. They don't have Hollywood. They don't have a machine. They have one person that could defeat Democrats: Trump. DeSantis, you could say, yeah, he could defeat Democrats. I don't know. If DeSantis was, that's a question mark. If DeSantis had a DeSantis dossier, never DeSantis. You think Liz Cheney, the Lincoln Project has already stated, well, they're meaningless, but Lincoln Project is that they're never DeSantis. And Liz Cheney, you think Liz Cheney's going to be DeSantis is great? You'll have the same framework, rubric, roadmap, game plan against DeSantis that you did with Trump. So when his poll numbers tank, and then let's say he gets upset at a journalist or media, and then he speaks in the same manner, he's combative also. Let's say his words are sensationalized and taken out of context. He's already been accused of being a bigot and everything under the sun. So the DeSantis numbers tank. Then what happens? You have in Trump a Doberman, a pit bull, a Rottweiler. You have somebody who can protect your family. You have somebody who can protect your house. You have somebody who can go after the toughest and the nastiest that Democrats have to offer. And you have Jeff Flake, and you had McCain before him, and you have others just trying to undermine and disparage Trump at all turns. Even William Barr today at the New York Post, they don't like his personality. If only there was a better personality, then Democrats would be nicer, or media would be more fair. The Paul Ryans of the world are the actual losers, not Trump. He defeated Clinton. And he didn't have the luxury of having a political party back him. If he ever does, he'll be completely unstoppable. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. No more investigations into Trump, only impeachment. Give me your thoughts.